My name's Bronwyn Greer, and I'm the tournament director for the FIA Seraphim and Company U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships at River Oaks Country Club in Houston. And this last, September, October, I had the privilege of serving as the co-tournament director for the WTA Finals in Fort Worth, also in Texas.
My name is Haley Wallace, and I am the tournament manager for the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship. And I was also the co-operations director for the WTA Finals in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, initial thoughts to being called about it. Wow. That probably sums it up the best, honestly. I was very flattered, which is probably even putting it mildly, to work on an event of this caliber especially for me as a female, on the female side of the tour it was an unbelievable opportunity, and I feel very lucky to have had it. Working with the WTA team over the last 8 weeks was something that I'm so glad I got the chance to do, and to see women's sport celebrated in such a great way to close out their season is just something you can never forget. Immediately, my first thought was, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's people in Houston, notably Haley, who's been our tournament manager for quite a few years now. And so I might have even done it while I was on the phone talking about the opportunity, was to text her and say, hey, this has come up. Is it something you'd be interested in? And are you available? And when she said yes, my next logical step from there was to see who else from our team might be available. We took Gilly from Player Services and Becky Choice from our ticket office. And then from there, kind of branched out even further.
Your team that you're working for with the tournament is, your people, and they're the most important things to the success of the tournament. Everyone has an important role. There are certain items, maybe it's rolling the laundry out, or, practice courts, operations, hotels, transport, any of those things. Your team is so important to that. And when we were discussing our team and who we were going to bring in and ask to work with us, it was a variety of different people, but most importantly, it was a couple people from Houston that we've worked with for many years, including Gilly, who works in our player services, and Becky, who does our tickets for us.
The ones that specifically came from Houston, Haley and Gilly and Becky as well, I've worked with now for more years than I can count. Haley, I think, as everyone knows, is really truly my right hand in this, and it would have seemed weird to do an event like this without her, to be honest. There's just so many times that we can look at each other and know what the other person's thinking, or kind of you use a few words and you get to where you need to be and get something done. So there's no exchange for having somebody that you can work with like that and work closely.
There was never a question of how this is going to get done or who is going to do this, because we always had people stepping up and willing to do it because they all know how to do it and what to do.
It was a good opportunity to bring together a team that Haley's worked with for a long time. I had the opportunity to work with, and just felt like it would be a cohesive unit. Ultimately, when you're looking at 6 weeks to get an event from 0 to 60, bringing in a team that you can implicitly trust and know they're going to be the best ones for the job, and you can say, hey, we need this done, and it gets done and gets done right, is what you need. And that's the group that we took in.
It was so much fun having Marianne and Lori come up to the finals in Fort Worth and do the coin toss. I couldn't think of a better fit, given they're longtime pros with us at River Oaks, but they have the legacy and the history as being a part of the WTA Tour. So when celebrating its 50th anniversary, it seemed very fitting to have two ladies who did so much in their field be a part of this historic event.
There's beginning to be a lot of tennis in Texas, which our claim to fame used to be the only professional tennis tournament in Texas. And so now it's changing a little bit, but that's not a bad thing, because that means tennis is growing. And that's ultimately, at the end of the day, what we want tennis to be doing.
I think tennis in Texas, you can see it on the jumbo screen that was there at Dickey's. Texas and tennis kind of go hand in hand. There's the number of people who play, the number of people who watch. It grows every year. And this year, having this event, a few years ago, the Dallas tournament started. We've obviously been in Texas for a long time, coming up on 87 years of tennis at River Oaks. And so it's one of those things that to see it kind of develop and grow to other areas, notably women's tennis, having that opportunity for the fans to be able to see these women play at this level of event is just such a cool opportunity. And I think from the ladies tennis leagues all across Texas would tell you that this was something that, you don't get to see every day, because not everyone can travel to other states to see something like this, let alone other countries. And so having it right here in your backyard says a lot about the fact that the state of Texas is here for professional tennis and ready to support it in a lot of ways.